America, I thought he had absolutely no chance. He was robbed in the first fight.
The AI judge had it 118, 110.
Get rid of the AI judge. Yeah. The AI judge don't work.
Eddie Hearn has just dropped a bombshell, revealing why Tyson Fury's shocking loss to Oleksandr Usyk might not be as straightforward as it seems. December 21st delivered one of the most highly anticipated rematches in boxing history. Fury brought the trash talk, unshakable confidence, and
But most of all, I can't believe I'm saying it, may Tyson Fury be victorious on Saturday night for Britain and get this chance.
Even Eddie Hearn's backing. But when the final bell rang, Usyk silenced the doubters and solidified his status as the true king of the heavyweight division. Instead of chalking the loss up to a tough fight, Eddie Hearn has raised eyebrows by claiming the fight was rigged. And the culprit? An AI judge. Yes, an actual robot in charge of scoring. While most fans and analysts have moved on, Eddie is standing firm, and, when you hear his reasoning, you might start to wonder if there's more to the story. Eddie Hearn is no stranger to making waves in the boxing world. As the head of Matchroom Sport, he's been the driving force behind some of the sport's big...
But I guess, maybe watch it back. I thought there was a lot of close rounds. There was a lot of people on our rail sitting next to Oscar. I think he felt Tyson edged it. Frank thought Tyson edged it. Obviously, Bob thought, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like most people saw it that way.
Events, from Anthony Joshua's iconic bouts to career-defining moments for top fighters. When Eddie speaks, people listen, whether they agree or not. So when he questioned the legitimacy of the Fury versus Usyk result, the boxing community couldn't help but take notice. Eddie Hearn had plenty to say about Tyson Fury's loss to Oleksandr Usyk, and his take is as sharp as ever. For Eddie, this wasn't a clear...
But let's see, respect Tyson Fury, see what he wants to do in the future, and no rush.
...cut victory for Usyk or a disaster for Fury. It was a razor-thin contest that could have gone either way. Hearn himself called it a draw, emphasizing how tight each round was. This wasn't a case of one fighter dominating the other. It was a chess match, plain and simple. Every move mattered, and every mistake was costly. While most leaned toward Usyk as the rightful winner, Eddie wasn't entirely convinced. Now let's talk about Fury. Was he at his best? Not quite. Eddie admitted Fury wasn't in top form. His timing was off, and his legendary resilience seemed a bit shaky. But to say Fury is washed up, laughable. Eddie dismissed such claims outright. Fury still had his moments, landing solid shots and holding his own in a fight that demanded strategy over brute force. As for Usyk, he delivered his relentless pace and tactical precision, leaving Fury playing catch-up more often than not. It was a masterclass of skill versus strategy. But the real controversy, the scoring. When the dust settled, it wasn't the fight itself making headlines, but the chaos surrounding the judges' decisions. Oleksandr Usyk walked away with a unanimous decision, with all three judges scoring the fight 1-1, 6-1, 1-2 in his favor. A verdict most found fair, but the real shocker came from an...
I'm not sure about the AI judge. I think we've got to get rid of him.
Wait, what did age? Did you?
118, 112 to Usyk. I thought it was very wide.
Yeah, that is...
I didn't see 8-4 to Usyk in that fight personally, but maybe watch it back.
AI judge. Yes, boxing now has robots scoring fights, and this AI judge made waves by scoring the fight an astonishing 1-1, 8-1, 1-1 for Usyk. That lopsided score left everyone, from fans to Eddie Hearn, crying foul and flow. Eddie Hearn, never one to hold back, was quick to call out the absurdity of AI in boxing. He slammed the system, labeling it unreliable. And frankly, that was putting it mildly. In a bout this competitive, such a wide margin wasn't just off. It was a joke. Eddie has long been a critic of AI in the sport, arguing that boxing is all about nuance, reading strategies, timing, and the power behind every punch. An algorithm can't capture that, he insisted, and this debacle seemed to prove him right. Fans were equally vocal, lighting up social media to call out the ridiculousness of the AI scorecard. Many pointed out that close rounds and balanced exchanges had been completely ignored by the robotic judge, which seemed to be watching an entirely different fight. The backlash sparked conspiracy theory.
I mean, I thought it was a good performance in terms of he was switched on for the 12 rounds. He didn't lose concentration like he did in the first fight. I thought he could have been a little bit more aggressive. But Usyk, he's very, very good. And I think what he's doing is astonishing.
With some suggesting bias, or worse, manipulation. behind the AI score. While most stopped short of calling the fight outright rigged, it's clear the AI judge added an unnecessary layer of controversy to what was already a tightly contested battle. In the end, the introduction of AI didn't elevate the sport. It raised doubts and overshadowed what should have been a celebration of two great fighters giving their all. Eddie Hearn didn't hold back after Tyson Fury's loss to Oleksandr Usyk, and he certainly didn't help ease anyone's suspicions about the fight. Eddie, who has been hyping Fury for years, frequently reminds fans of Fury's legendary wins, schooling Klitschko in his backyard and demolishing Wilder in their trilogy. This loss wasn't just professional for Eddie, it felt personal. He expected Fury to shine, to dominate like he's done in the past. Eddie talks about Fury that way. Instead, Fury looked off. His timing was shaky, his punch resistance seemed weaker, and while he landed solid shots, particularly to the body, he couldn't control the fight as many had anticipated. Despite noticing the...
But most of all, I can't believe I'm saying it, may Tyson Fury be victorious on Saturday night for Britain and get this chance.
Cracks. Eddie wasn't ready to write Fury off. Far from it. Instead, he shifted his focus to what he believes is the real issue, the scoring. Eddie wasn't just frustrated by the AI debacle, he criticized the entire judging system. Boxing, he argued, needs judges who truly understand what's happening in the ring. The sport isn't just about punch counts, it's about context, ring control, the impact of punches, and how fighters adapt mid-bout. These are subtleties that only a skilled human judge can comprehend, not an algorithm fixated on punch volume. Excerpt. Eddie pointed out how Usyk's relentless pace looks great on paper, but Fury's more calculated approach deserves recognition too, a nuance the AI failed to grasp. With the controversy surrounding the fight's scoring, all eyes are now on Fury's next move. It's the $1 million, or rather $100 million question. Fury's career is at a crossroads, and of course Eddie Hearn didn't waste any time weighing in with his thoughts. According to Eddie Hearn, the only fight that makes sense for Tyson Fury now is against Anthony Joshua, the long-awaited showdown British boxing fans have been clamoring for since what feels like the dawn of time. Hearn didn't call it the only meaningful fight left for Fury's career, just to be dramatic.
But I am backing Tyson Fury, of course. He's the Brit. I've become fond of this gentleman next to me as well, Spencer Brown and the team. And I said before, you're not like, I mean, because he's a good guy. You've got to be kinder to him. He's been your friend for a long time.
Serious.
The only
After
fight
Fury's
that truly
loss to
makes sense for
Oleksandr
Fury
Usyk,
now is
his
against
options
Anthony
are narrowing
Joshua.
fast, and a fight with Joshua
Fight British
could be his
boxing
one
fans
shot
have
to
been begging
remind the
for since
world why he's
dinosaurs
the
roamed the
Gypsy
earth.
King. The
Hearn
stakes
didn't call
couldn't
it
be
the
higher for
only
Fury.
meaningful fight
This
left
is a man
for Fury's
whose legacy
career, just
once
to sound
seemed
dramatic.
untouchable,
He's dead
dethroning
serious.
Klitschko, surviving and
After
conquering
that loss
Wilder
to
in a
Usyk,
trilogy for the ages,
Fury's
and
options are
reigning as the
looking slim,
undefeated king
and this
of the
might be his
heavyweights.
one shot
But
to
that
remind
air
the
of
world why
invincibility
he's
has
the
taken a
gypsy
hit,
tactically
and
written
without
in
a smart
gold.
move to bounce
Dethroning
back,
Klitschko,
Fury risks
survive
fading into
him,
boxing history
and Fury's
as just
stakes
another
couldn't
name.
be higher.
In boxing,
This is a
you're
man
only
whose
as good as your
legacy was
last fight,
questions
and
are
right
piling
now,
up
Fury's
faster
last
than his
fight didn't
pay-per-view
exactly
numbers,
do him any
and
favors.
conquering Wilder in that
That's
insane
why
trilogy,
the Joshua
and
fight
riding
is so
high
crucial.
as the undefeated
It's
king of
Fury's
the
chance at
heavyweights.
redemption,
But
a chance
now,
to remind the world why he once...
Didn't agree with the decision? No, I certainly didn't. I didn't see how one judge could only didn't give him a round from round 6 onwards, and the other two gave him 1 round each. I don't know what fight they were.
Ruled the heavyweight division. But Eddie Hearn isn't the only one calling attention to Fury's predicament. Oscar De La Hoya, a boxing icon and Hall of Famer with more title fight experience than most judges, weighed in from ringside. De La Hoya, never one to shy away from controversy, wasn't just a loss, but a sign of deeper issues. With voices like Hearn's and De La Hoya's chiming in, the pressure on Fury to make his next move count is palpable. Oscar De La Hoya, a boxing legend with multiple world titles across divisions and a career that defined an era, didn't hold back when addressing Tyson Fury's controversial loss to Oleksandr Usyk. Known for his expertise and insider knowledge, De La Hoya suggested that Fury had done enough to win the fight. In his view, the rounds were simply too close to justify the clean.
Let's go back to the drawing board, that's it. Does anybody beat Usyk? Last question, anybody beat Usyk from this current crop? We all get beat. One way or the other, we all get beat.
Sweep Usyk received on the scorecards. His unofficial card leaned toward Fury, echoing the sentiments of many fans. Interestingly, De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn, two prominent figures in boxing who often clashed, found themselves on the same side of the argument this time. While Hearn bemasted the AI judges' laughable 118-111 score for Usyk, De La Hoya focused on the questionable math of the human judges. Despite their different angles, they reached the same conclusion. The decision didn't truly reflect what happened in the ring. Usyk's victory carried weight far beyond boxing, serving as a source of pride and a symbolic triumph for Ukraine. Nobody disputes Usyk's incredible skill or the heart he brings to the sport. However, Fury's supporters, including De La Hoya, couldn't ignore the possibility that the emotional narrative surrounding a Ukrainian victory might have influenced the judges. It's not an outright accusation, but rather a notable...
You want to just come out and snap and knock somebody out right there and then, but that's where you have to use the psychological warfare on your opponent. And I strongly feel that Tyson Fury not doing public workouts, not greeting people, not wanting to see anybody, I think it's going to be an advantage for Tyson.
Observation. The backlash spilled onto social media, with fans flooding forums to decry the decision as biased or even a robbery. Some speculated that the political significance of Usyk's win may have subconsciously impacted the judges. While there's no concrete proof of such bias, the volume of criticism made one thing clear. Many felt Fury was unfairly shortchanged.